What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be checking out the Jurassic World Epic Evolution Gigantic Trackers Triceratops. Now, this is probably the second largest Triceratops that we've gotten in the toy line, and this is something that we should have gotten in the beginning. Not necessarily during the Fallen Kingdom release, but probably for the Dino Rivals release, and that would have been more at ease with collectors, since they did several stegosauruses. They should have, at least within the first two lines, or maybe three lines that they did, should have gotten a Triceratops in this scale to begin with. But all was well and done, so we was able to get a large in-scale Triceratops, which we'll compare here in a little bit. But anyways, I really do like this sculpt. It's very unique and different, and it has an accent feature as well. And they placed this in the mountain biomes, and rightfully so, just judging by the texturing that they gave it. So anyway, so this is the open style packaging for the Gigantic Trackers, and it looks really good. I really do like it, and I did get this on clearance too, so good thing I played the long game. But there is a variant that they have, and it's like a minty color. Didn't get that one. I probably should have, but I just prefer the gray color. So it better fits the biome that they placed it in instead of that minty green. If they had it like in the swamp biome or something, then yeah, that probably would have made more sense. But I mean, I think this is what they've been doing lately, is the running change of color when it comes to certain bigger, larger figures. But hey, it is what it is, So, but yeah, like I said, this is the open style packaging right there. So let's go ahead and take this thing out and take a closer look at it. Right, so we got the trike out of its packaging, and I must say, this is a very cool looking figure. I know a lot of people aren't too keen on this epic evolution formation that they give these figures as of late, especially the larger dinosaurs. But it's something different, unique, and a lot of people don't like the change when it comes. They added spikes and stuff to it and things like that. I mean, it's not for everybody, I guess. But the fact that it's different and it's not the same old thing over and over again, I like it. This is a welcome addition to the collection. And but yeah, so you got this gray color plastic that's like very heavy in this rock-like texturing, especially all the way down to the tail. And got a couple of spots where the osteoderm is, but as you can tell, it's got like this how would you call it, like the armor for what are those insects, roly-polies or stuff like that. I know that's like a weird comparison, but it's just the way the texturing is as far as like the backside of it. So I really do like that, and it's got these large osteoderms here on the backside. I like the fact that they was able to paint them too, and they didn't just leave them gray like everything else. So so that's good in itself, especially along the frill in the face. It was able to paint some of the larger osteoderms here, and I do like the paint. And like all the other figures that I've reviewed for the Epic Evolution line, it suffers for a lack of paint, But now thinking about it, when you place these things in certain biomes, they're not going to always have like the most colorful or lavish paint jobs like previous lines have. I'm not saying that all those had lavish paint jobs as well, but some of those figures, like from the Dino Rivals line, especially the Fallen Kingdom line, Dino Escapes, they all had some pretty cool paint schemes, But here, as of late, Dino Trackers and Epic Evolution, not so much, they just kind of lackluster in that area. But again, they were placed in certain biomes, so they're not always going to be the most colorful or beautiful looking figures or species. I wouldn't expect this to be any different, because I mean you're in the mountains, so of course you're not going to have brightly colored things. You're going to be bland as hell. But anyways, but yes, this figure is amazing. The more I look at it, the more I appreciate it as far as the sculpt and the design that they gave it. So, and I kind of wish I did picked up that minty trike. But anyways, but I do like the fact that they are separating the horns instead of painting them. That's probably where some of the budget went to. With the lack of paint, they put it towards stuff like this, which is, in my opinion, is a lot better. I'd rather have nicely sculpted horns in separate pieces than a sloppy paint job that's all over the place. I appreciate that more, in my opinion. But I do like the fact that they did give it a little bit of coloration around the eyes. And speaking of eyes, it looks good right there. And that looks good on it there. So, and also they got the creamy underbelly, the airbrushing right there. So kind of match right there underneath the jaw right there and the neck. So very cool. Not really a whole lot else to go over because it's just a rocky textured Triceratops. So what more can you ask for? So. As far as the way of articulations, the tail doesn't move, but you got the forwards and backwards, Got that little ratchet joint right there, and then forwards and backwards. So normally this is where you would get your hinge and ball joint right there, and you move it inside and out and forwards and backwards and stuff. But nope, it's just a basic. Basic articulation, just forwards and backwards. And also, I'm guessing it ties to the action feature. So, as far as the action feature goes, you got the little ball right there. I like the fact that it's kind of blended in right there. You can barely see it. If you're really looking hard or something, you're looking for it, and you'll see it. But if you're just glancing at it, you wouldn't even notice the difference. And before I forget, let's go ahead and give the people what they want. And here is the scan code for your fax app collection. It's place the trike right here, and we use this rolling thing, and it looks like so. Then you roll it back. You roll it back, or you roll it forward, however you want to. So cool. And here's the little another feature right here. So there's a little tab right there, and if you see, there's some little spikes right there, and you'll just push that forward, and then you can just lift that up. I think I got a little plastic tab around it to keep it in place. So, and then put that back, and it's got an extra set of horns. Now, a lot of people didn't like that. They didn't feel like Triceratops needed an extra set of horns. But this is Epic Evolution we're talking about, so it's going to evolve, So just like how the body texturing evolved, to fit the mountains. There's rocky textured skin, it grew some extra horns, so added for more protection, That's just my thought, what do I know? I'm just a guy that collects these things. So, and then you just put it back down. But I do like that, so I'm just going to leave that up right there. Just because I like it. It's different, unique, So, alright, so let's do some comparisons. So the first comparison is that we have it next to the much larger Habitat Defender Triceratops, which we got from the Dino Trackers line. So this was the pretty much for the Triceratops figures that we've gotten over the years. This one is pretty much the end all be all So if you wanted one trike for your whole collection, then this would be the way to go. And so this is the second largest one that we got, and of course the other ones we already know how in scale that is. It's much smaller. But if you want to see a comparison, we'll just go ahead and have to do that then. So as you can see, the huge size difference in comparisons from the original Triceratops figures that we had been getting before the Habitat Defender came along. It's like clearly this is at least twice as big as these that we've had been getting before. So this was the scale size that we've gotten. Now, like I said, if we had gotten something this size, like around the Dino Rivals or Dino Escapes, something along the lines after Fallen Kingdom, we probably wouldn't have said nothing. Majority of us probably wouldn't have said anything. Yeah, it's still been small, but it's a lot better than this, a lot better than that. So, like I said, if we had gotten this size before, we would have been all right, All right, let's do some more comparisons. All right, so this comparisons is with the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Pachycephalosaurus, and the reason why I'm doing these comparisons with these species is because they all live together in the Hell's Creek Formation, which is in the western part of North America, around Montana, Wyoming, North and South Dakota, those areas in general. That's why they call it the Hell Creek Formation. These were the certain species that were found alongside, and when they lived in the Cretaceous period. They all lived together. So it's really cool, and this actually goes in scale nicely with this size T-Rex. Now the Habitat Defender one, you would have to. Since it's a lot larger, it wouldn't make sense to compare it with that. You would have to compare it to one of the bigger T-Rexes that we've gotten. So that goes in scales pretty well. So, but this size trike goes well with that. So, all right, let's do another comparison. All right, so here's the next set of comparisons that with species that also lived in Hell's Creek Formation, which is the Ankylosaurus and the Quetzalcoatlus. So, very cool that we've gotten species over the years that that live together and stuff. Here's a better shot of the Quetzalcoatlus since it was facing forward. So I figured I'd just throw in this little clip, with it facing sideways along with the others. So at the end, this is pretty much a group shot of several species. There's a lot more, but this is the ones that I have in my collection that fit the Hell's Creek Formation for the species that live together in that region or area. So very cool, and I really do like the fact that I've had these and be able to display them together like this. And lastly, we got Alan Grant standing next to his favorite dinosaur when he was a kid. Now, I don't know if he would have approved this particular species of Triceratops, but it's a trike nonetheless. Alright, so I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it, and it was real cool to, like I mentioned earlier, with all the dinosaurs together. It was real cool to have them all together in one shot, just to nicely to look at all the species together, that they were all living in one area. So hope you all enjoyed that as well, and let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you like this evolved Triceratops, or do you just like the basic generic looking trike as it should be? Like I said, this is different. I'm happy to have it in the collection, and it will be proudly displayed in my dinosaur collection. And don't forget, where's the wisdom? Buy what you love and know what you like, because if you buy what you like, you'll always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.